Welcome to the Friday night edition of the Blitz Pickup. We got a lot of matter of fact, it's not even a lot. We got one major thing that we talking about today. We got some breaking news. Miami Dolphins, they should trade Waddle, Achane, and everyone else that was a part of this past regime, especially the leaders. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw what was going down earlier. I think it was yesterday, but we're going to get into it. We seen some troubling things that we have to address. I know y'all probably thought we was going to break down linebackers. No, we're going to break down the mentality of this team. But before I do that, because I'm already turned and I'm ready to turn up, let me bring up my co-host, Lou. What's good with you, my brother?
Tone, what's good, dog?
Hey, Lou, let me get this out the way. First of all, I'm so sorry. I should have did this part of the intro. Thank every last one of y'all, all of our subscribers, all of our supporters. We asked y'all last show to get us to 800. Y'all got us to 801. Special shout out to Coach Mo. He went in. How did that? I think it was his son, and made sure we got at least another one. Listen, we really appreciate the support and y'all rocking with us. As y'all know, we do this for you guys, and we really appreciate that. But Lou, man, what's good?
Well, Tone, listen. Hopefully all is well. It's Friday. We've hit the weekend. I want to echo your sentiments real quick. Again, Tone said it. We both appreciate it. Actually, Jesse appreciates it. I know Finsanity also. Everybody here at the Blitz Pickup, we appreciate it. We do it for y'all. And again, this is the place, and I'm going to touch on a lot of things tonight, Tone, but one of the things I'm going to touch on is all the other fluff that you get all these other places and the flip-flops and stuff. Because that's what it is.
Yes.
Right? People try to feed you the fluff, and that's what I appreciate about what we do over here, and especially conversations like the ones we're going to have tonight. But other than that, Tone, it's the weekend, and what's good, dog?
All right, man, it's the weekend. I usually don't just drink because I'm miserable or anything like that. But my brother, I think today might be one of them days, my brother. I might have this team is so annoying. I couldn't. Oh my God, Coach Mo, I see you in the building. I hope you heard the give you a shout out earlier for helping out get past that 800 mark. Hey, Smarty Jam, listen, man. You said here we go. Don't kill Waddle too bad. It might get dark. I'm just gonna forewarn you. It might get dark. This is not cool. Happy birthday to the real Mr. 305 Dade County. Oh, Pitbull birthday today?
Yeah. I was about to say, is Pitbull's birthday today?
Maybe. Unless you talk about Dave from earlier, but
Who?
Hey, listen.
Shout out to my guy. You know what? I troll him enough earlier, Tone. Shout out to my guy, Dave. Happy birthday, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So listen, Nene, I see you in the building, Coach Mo. Again, he said, "What's good?" Shout out to hey. You know what, Coach Mo? When you came into space earlier, my co-host here, he told me I wasn't allowed to introduce you anymore because you was VC gang, and I'm only allowed to introduce the Super Bowl game. I'm going to announce this live on the show tonight. Hey, Lou, order has been placed, my brother.
Well, Tom, you see, I had to press you a little bit in the Twitter space, right? But I received a little birdie tap me on my shoulder, and I received the picture. So now, when you introduced him, now I didn't say nothing. I was gonna let it ride.
Oh, he talking about feisty game. Hey, Smarty Jam, sorry. Roadrunner, what's good? I see Nene in the building today. Good, Nene, you early. I hope you done with your classwork and your papers. 987, what's good? Please pick up, bring in the big boy talk about how soft this society is and the football players it creates.
1,000%.
Oh my God, 1,000%. You must have read our minds. G2 said, I'm sorry. G2 say foundation needs to level. I guess it means needs to be level. So down to the studs ain't enough. Raise the bar. Dolphins raise the bar. Okay. Mr. Billy Basson is in the building. He said, I can't partake in Achane to Chargers talk tonight. Achane to the Chargers. I don't care what Achane go, be honest with you. But listen, man, shout out to y'all in the building early. Lou, you want to get right into it? Because we I don't know if you guys heard or listened. I'm not here to promote any other channels, but Waddle went on a specific person, more specifically Teron Armstead's show, and they was talking about a few things. And you know me and my co-host as well. Listen, we read between the lines. We talk about mental toughness all the time. So some people may have listened to that and was like, "Oh, it's no harm. It's harmless. I really didn't care what they said, or I didn't see anything wrong with what was being said." I'm looking more to the message behind it and what the purpose of that show, what it was for. But before I get into that, Lou, would you like to give your take on what you heard? I know you heard the clip. I don't know if you heard the whole thing, but how do you feel about the thing that Waddle was saying on that podcast?
Yeah. Well, yesterday we started getting clips out during the day, and obviously I was working, so I was just looking at the clips. But when I got home last night, I definitely listened to the entire interview, and which we'll talk about throughout the duration of this show. My opening thoughts, Tone, that had to be some of the softest shit. And again, usually we don't cuss and say things like that on this show, but tonight might not be that one.
Yeah.
That had to be some of the softest and weakest shit I think I've ever heard in my life. First of all, I don't know why so many people in our community, the Dolphin community, listen to what Teron Armstead is saying about the Dolphins. He hasn't played for the Dolphins in 2 years. I could give two flying fucks what Teron Armstead thinks or feels about this team. Tone, I know you're going to say some things about what Teron Armstead, well, I'm assuming you'll bring it up, about what he said about Quinn Ewers when Quinn Ewers was given the job.
Facts.
So I'm gonna leave that for you. What I'm saying is, bro, Teron Armstead seems like he is a cuck, and I've used that word before for this organization. It's like a shield. It's the happy-go-lucky game. And all our fan base, they always listen. You should have seen the response. Oh, it was a great interview. Go check it out. Now, for what? Because all he's doing is interviewing players from the Dolphins that are currently still on his team, Tone, and they sound like how Jaylen Waddle sounded yesterday. Tone, since we started this channel, day one, mindset. People used to push back on us, Tone. It's about physicality. Bro, you got to have a mindset. Everybody is big, fast, strong that plays in this league. What separates the good from the greats is that mental toughness. It's 50% of the battle is mental. Everybody has the other half. It's what happens when they punch you. Are you going to punch back? When they fight you, are you going to fight back? Jaylen Waddle sitting up here answering questions about Tua yesterday. What about relationship? Bro, I could care less about your relationship with Tua. What got me, Tone, and I'm going to send it right to you. This will be my opening statement of the interview that bothered me the most. Is Jaylen Waddle when he's talking about Cheetah. When he's talking about Tyreek Hill, Tone, I ain't going to lie to you. That pissed me off. This man out here, I love Tyreek did so much for me. You know what he did for you, Jaylen Waddle? He took targets away from you. You know what he did, Jaylen Waddle? You were the number 6 pick in the first round of the NFL draft. You broke, as a rookie, the single catch record for any rookie that has played receiver in the NFL. That's what you did your year one.
Yes, he did, man.
That's what you did. Got 1,000 yards. And you let somebody come in here from day one. From day one, dog. You let the head coach come out here in front of the media and say it. You let the quarterback of the Dolphins come out in the media and say it. That they weren't even looking your way, dog. That they were force-feeding the ball to Tyreek Hill. Now, you can love him as a teammate, this, that, and the third. That's your brother for life. He's been in the locker room. I get all that. But don't say what he did for you. No, what he did for you, again, was take things away from you. And the bothers me the most, Tone, is, again, the mindset. You mean to tell me you looking at all these young dogs? Look at the people that came out in your draft with you. They all eating. All of them. Everybody, all young receivers, they eating. You out here with 2-3 catches a game for 27 yards, and it seems like you okay with it. And the thing that bothers me, again, the most, Tone, is people like me, you, and others. What do? We've been defending the shit. We've been going to bat for you, dog. I'm always out here saying Jaylen Waddle is one of my dogs. Tone, we've been on phone calls. Haven't I argued with people about how good Jaylen Waddle is? Well, I'm tired of defending it. It's the mindset. It's weak, bro. Everything about it was just it soft, man. How can you ever be better if you're accepting what happens to you? Bro, so today's Friday, Tone. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and my mission will be, I want to be better than I was today. Again, if you're okay with 2 catches for 27 yards, what am I supposed to do with that? Are you a number one?
That's not number one numbers.
It's not number one mindset. Because I know Von Joe, Tone, Von Joe, shout out to my brother, was the one a year ago pointing this out, or months ago, arguing with people. Nah, Jaylen Waddle ain't like that, this, that, and the third. And I thought originally, listen to Von Joe. Listen, again, Waddle has talent. He could be one of those guys. But I'm sorry, Von Joe was right. He ain't. Because the simple fact is, when you sit there and you accept people looking at you every day in the face and saying, you ain't like that, I'm going to the other dude, no matter if you're Tone, how many times are we breaking down the film and Waddle's sitting there wide open? Have you ever heard him say, hey, I'm open out here, throw me the damn ball?
Nope.
That's what the mindset is. You can have all the speed, you can have all the talent. What are you doing with it? And it's one thing if you're not doing, but you are holding up your end of the bargain and you just allow it, bro. You allow them to laugh in your face. You allow them just not to, like, they're ignoring you. They're laughing at you in your face. And now you're going to come out in an interview talking about, I love him so much. Oh, Tua's my brother for life. Well, if he was your brother for life, why did he choose Tyreek over you? If he was your starting quarterback in college and knows you're in and out and y'all have the relationship, you say, why ain't he throwing you the ball? Does maybe Tua does not look at you like that? I don't know, bro, but that's my opening thoughts, Tone. All I'm saying is, dog, tonight's going to be a banger of a show. Please tell people about it because it's going down tonight. I know my brother ain't, so I'll say it. We ain't sugarcoating shit down here tonight. I'm telling you right now. But that's my opening thoughts, Tone, about what I heard from Jaylen Waddle.
Yeah, and I mean, you pretty much covered everything. So, especially from Jaylen Waddle. So, let me start mine off with the Teron Armstead. Now, I was asking a question earlier. You know, when we first heard about it, what was the purpose of them going on that show? And I think, and from what I heard, it's always to make Tua look better than what's really going on. Like, what? Why are he on there asking about Tua? Why is he asking him how he feel about him and letting us know that they friends? No one cares about that. I'm sorry, but no one cares about that. We don't need to hear you talking about Tua and how good of a person he is and blase squaze. I don't need to hear none of that. Now, you're right, Lou. I'm going to point out something that he said. The first thing that he said when Tua was benched was, don't worry, people, Tua will be the starter the next season. This is not the end of Tua. The first thing that I said when I got pissed off about that was, okay, but what about Quinn Ewers, bro? So you just going to tell a young guy, rookie, first start, getting the opportunity, don't worry about it, bro. You just here for the next 3 games. You don't have an opportunity or a shot to win this starting position. I don't like stuff like that because you kicked that man. He wasn't even down. You just kicked him, threw dirt on him. You didn't care about his confidence. You didn't care about how he felt about that. You didn't care how that sounded in the media. And then you're going to turn around and try to say, oh, on the Rich Eisen show, Tua was all in on for the rebuild with the old regime. How? Talk about how good he was with getting yours prepared. Oh, he was preparing yours. Listen, Teron Armstead, I'm sorry. Over here, we see through the fluff. Over here, we understand when people are just being nice and you're saying good things, beating around the bush. Like, have any one of you guys heard Teron Armstead say anything negative about this team?
Never.
Even when they lose. Even when he tried to say or point out the negative, he don't say nothing. It's always a soft landing. Now, you don't got to go out there and call people out their names or talk bad about people. You don't have to do that. But what you have to do, if you want to be respected, at least for people like me, you have to be honest and objective. Everything about this team cannot be good. I'm so sick of every time these people talk about our team, more specifically our media guys, it's always something positive. Why is Joe Rosen the only one being honest about this team?
Thank you, Tone. Thank you. Tone, real quick, I don't want to cut you off. Not the last comment from Pablo Diaz, but it won't let me go back up to it for some reason. Can you pull up the first comment from Pablo Diaz just real quick about what he said about, Tone wouldn't bash Lou publicly or something like that? Do you see that one?
To be fair, no, I just see to be fair. I don't see, and you know what I noticed? Some of the chats that's coming through YouTube aren't coming through over here to StreamYard because I don't see it over here on StreamYard.
Okay, well, Pablo Diaz said something. I think it was the one that you were just reading.
Oh, I got it right here. Bingo. To be fair to Jaylen Waddle and Tua, you wanted that one?
That's the one I want. Tone, I'm not going to cut you out. I just want to say this real quick. See, I want Pablo and everybody else to understand. When it says Tone would never publicly bash Lou no matter what he said and vice versa, that is true. I'll start on my end. I won't bash Tone publicly. I don't think Tone would bash me publicly. But you know what we would do, both of us together publicly and especially privately without y'all knowing? We would go at each other. And to the fact of, I've had my brother call me and tell me, yo, Lou, you dead wrong for that, dog. You shouldn't be moving like that. You should holding me accountable. You know how many times, and I've said these stories all the time. I say it, I appreciate those phone calls more than if me and just Tone are just getting along, buddy, all day long, not disagreeing. That's how I know that's my dog in real life. Because he can tell me things without me getting in my feelings. Like what we know happens on this team. Tone, you told the story earlier today in the Twitter space, how Tyreek came out and said the first time he even pressed Tua a little bit, Tua shut down. Now, Tone, I can promise you, since day one, you can't tell me shit that I'm gonna just turn my back on you. Facts. I ain't gonna talk to you for 2 weeks because of what you told me. Now, we might disagree, we might argue when you tell me, but at the end of the day, I know one thing is gonna make both of us better for it. That conversation we had. But I didn't want to cut you off, Tone, but I just wanted people, because that, again, I never bash my brother publicly like that. But will I tell him he moving fraudulent and flawed and we got to be better? Absolutely. And I would expect nothing but the same on his end.
And to be honest with you, if you want to say bashing, Teron Armstead coming out saying that Tua is going to be the starter next season is bashing Quinn Ewers. Facts. These are facts. See, but y'all don't understand that. We talk about from a team standpoint. And the reason that I have such a disdain for what was being said is because if you want what's best for the team, then you're not just going to make it seem like your friend or whoever you're cool with is what's best for this team. You're going to point out his flaws. Lou just told you that. In order for Lou to be the best person that he could possibly be, if I see him doing something that's flawed, I have to be the one to tell him that. Because I know he's going to respect it coming from me. The same thing when it comes from him to me. If I'm doing something flawed, then he has to be the one to tell me that. And that's the thing that we have. We have that type of relationship. And for us to run things the right way, bro, we have to be able to tell each other the honest truth. Because no one is going to get better if everything that you do is a certain thing of a yes man. Everything, yeah, it's good. No, there wasn't no problem with that. Yeah, that was fire. Yeah, you ain't have to fix that. Yo, no, you're not getting nowhere like that. And at the end of the day, if anyone still believes to this day that Tua being on this team is what's best for the Miami Dolphins, I have to question your fandom. I really have to question your fandom. Because we've seen 2 terrible seasons back to back from Tua. And then the problem with what Waddle did is what Lewis said earlier. It's mindset. And I have a problem with the mindset of this team, more specifically, the leaders of this team. Because you want to know what I see? It's a constant with the leaders on this team. Bradley Chubb is supposed to be a leader on this team. Am I correct? With the captain, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
He came out and admitted, we did commit, but we didn't fully commit. We dipped our toes in the water. What type of person are you as a leader that allowed that type of stuff to happen? But this year, it's going to be different. Why wasn't it changed immediately when you saw that was happening? Why wasn't it called out immediately?
Yeah.
That's not a leadership that's not the type of leadership that I think will be conducive to a winning culture. No. But that's a leader here. It's the mindset. How come, right? Achane, when they asked about the softness of this team, Lou pointed this out. And y'all know I argued Lou all the way down. I'm like, Lou, he might not be that type of person. But Lou, he's one of the best talents. He's the one that should take the step forward in that leadership role because of the production we getting. And you know what? After the season that he had today, this year, Lou was 100% right. How come when they was asked, he said, "No, I believe we have enough dogs in this building." That's not the type of leader that I want here, because you're letting all the people that don't have that mindset feel like they're all good, and that's enabling them. Everyone, as they should. Now, let me preface this by saying, as they should. Everyone, for the most part, was pissed off when Tyree said he wanted out. And I said this earlier. Listen to why he said he wanted to be out, though. Listen to the reason why he said he wanted to be out. We need some more dogs, is what he said. We need to bring some more guys in. Man, I'm going to be out. Things of that nature. He didn't want to play with a bunch of soft people. And I told him, I'm like, bro, get him out. I'm the type of man that you quit on me. Get him off my team. I don't need you, because I got that dog-like mentality. But that don't mean I don't see what he was talking about. And I don't mean that I don't understand that. I just wouldn't quit on the team. But I would have had the same sentiments. I said this before. And to think that your quarterback is supposed to be your leader. And this is the type of things that we have coming out. Why? Why is everyone trying to give this man a soft landing? You got Omar Kelly's of the world. You got the Barry. What's his first name? Barry.
Barry Jackson.
Barry Jackson. You got Barry Jackson on their Twitters or the X or whatever. Omar Kelly was on the Joe Rogan show earlier, pleading or giving reasons why they think the team should keep Tua on this team.
Unbelievable.
And both of them talk about he shouldn't be. I don't think he's a cancer. Omar Kelly went so far to say, I'm in the locker room more than anyone, and I don't think there's people that have problem with Tua in that locker room. Shout out to Hollywood. Hollywood said, I'm not in the locker room as much as you can, but I strongly disagree with that. Omar, I'm not in the locker room at all, but I strongly disagree with that. You want to know why I strongly disagree with that? Because I remember Tyreek saying when he first pressed him, like Lou said, Tua stopped talking to him for days, sometimes even weeks.
Crazy.
That's the type of leader you want? You can't work with no one like that. I'm not going to go into the story, but y'all know the story about me and Lou arguing and did the show minutes later. Not hours, minutes later.
Facts.
I'm talking about it was a big argument live. Felt like I disrespected him. Argue down. All right, we doing a show. I understand. Oh, you know what? My bad. You know what? That's the problem too with this soft mentality of people these days and the way we're raising that people are being raised in this society. People can't say things that hurt people's feelings anymore. That's why people more likely, nowadays, people are just non-confrontational. Are you going to tell me that there's not a problem in that locker room? Tyreek said it. Now, let me go down a couple of things why I think there's a problem in the locker room. Y'all forgot when he threw Aaron Brewer under the bus? Did we forget that? The Omar Kellys of the world? The Barry Jacksons of the world? Do y'all remember when Aaron Brewer did his interview and they asked him, do he think Mike McDaniel made the right decision by benching Tua? He didn't take no political route. He didn't have the PC answer. He said yes. Oh, you don't think Tua felt some type of way about that? I know that. Y'all don't think Tua's petty? The mindset. Tua's the one said, I keep receipts. I remember that. Oh, I keep receipts. And everyone lit him up about that. Oh, did y'all forget when he threw Mike McDaniel under the bus? Matter of fact, I'm going to leave Mike McDaniel for last. Did y'all forget when he threw? Go ahead, Lou.
No, I was about to say with the Mike McDaniel, I just was going to come off and just tell you, boy, let's save that one for later because that's the worst one, dog.
Yes.
That's the worst one.
Did y'all forget? Hold on. Did y'all forget when he threw the fans under the bus? Eating chips on the couch.
Eating chips on the couch.
This is the type of person that you're dealing with. But you know what? You want to know one thing I want to point out? Y'all remember that TV, what it was, Hard Knocks? When him and Teron Armstead were talking, did y'all remember how non-confrontational that conversation, how soft that conversation went? That Teron Armstead was like, no. If you got to say something, go ahead and say what you got to say. I'm listening to you. I'm not going to take it no way. Oh, no, I didn't want you to be offended, brother. You know, I just, who talks like that in the locker room?
Nobody.
Have any of you guys been in the locker room? I have never in my life. Now, I ain't been in an NFL locker room, but I've heard stories coming out of locker rooms from champions. I've been in high school locker rooms. I've been in college locker rooms. Never in my life have I heard two players going, when they had an issue with each other, going at each other like that. So non-confrontational, worried about each other's feelings. You want to know why I have a problem with a non-confrontational mindset? Because it seemed like, I'm sorry, Achane seemed like you had that mindset when you said, I think we had enough dogs. I know you are a dog, but you got to press your teammates. Waddle, when they pressed him about, the soft narrative. Oh, I never heard that. Non-confrontational. You want to know what the problem with that is? You're playing a collision confrontational sport. Every snap, there's a confrontation. Every snap, there's someone trying to hit you or hurt you. Every single snap. And you're going to tell me that a non-confrontational mindset works for that type of sport that you're in? And y'all wonder why when the going gets tough, this team folds. Y'all wonder why when it get cold and you have to mentally get over the pain. Because I don't know if you ever played football in the cold weather. Yes, it's bone crushing. It hurts. It hurts your fingers just to catch a football. You have to warm your body up. And you have to mentally get over that. Block the pain out. You think non-confrontational people are fit to do that kind of stuff?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. Not at all. And that is the problem with that type of mindset. I heard people saying, well, I don't think Waddle said nothing wrong. No, he didn't say nothing wrong. What he did let me know was he doesn't have the mindset to be a leader on this team. Because Lou just pointed out earlier, Waddle, You're talking about how much you love Tyreek, how much you and Tua are friends. I distinctively remember playoff game 2023. Well, it was technically 2024 because it was in January. In Kansas City, one of the coldest games in history, right? You on the sideline complaining to Tyreek about the amount of points that was being put up and said, no, we can't go out like this. Only 7 points. We're better than this. And I say, you know what? You were saying all the right things. You want to know what the problem with that was? You were saying it to not the wrong people. You wasn't saying it to the right people. You should have been yelling that stuff to Tua, to the offensive line, to the receivers, to the head coach, to the offensive coordinator, to the receiver coach. You should have been yelling that to them.
To everybody.
Somebody tell me one time that we seen on the sideline our leaders gathering a team together, laying into them to get them out of a funk when we play all those tough games. Playoff games, when the division title on the line. Monday Night Football, when you need a play to be made and you playing against a rookie and Will Levis. Tell me when you see any of our leaders on the sideline ramping up crowd up, getting the team going. The leader in the middle taking control. Someone tell me when we saw that from this team, any one of our leaders. The closest I saw to that was Calais Campbell. That 1 year he was there, and he was doing that to the offensive line. And I'm telling you, those leadership qualities have to show up in your leaders. Your leaders have to take it personal when they look at their score sheet and the box card said, oh, you only had 2 targets in the second quarter. Waddle, you should have never accepted that. You should have went in there and said something about it. You should have stepped by and went into it. Hey, Tua, listen, my boy, I get it. We struggling, but struggle going at me. Struggle throwing me the football. We're not going down without fighting with your best guys. If we gonna fail doing it the right way. I don't see nobody saying that. But this is the guy that they're going on the platform to defend. Basically, this is all they're doing. They defending him. So I'm sorry. Yes, I'm in a mindset. I don't want no one from the previous regime in this building. Now, the people that we can't do nothing about Stephen Ross. Probably Tom Garfinkel and Brandon Shore. But I'm sorry, y'all know I'm a big Brandon Shore supporter. He could go too. I don't want no one that was part of this non-confrontational regime. Achane, you could go. Waddle, you can go. Hey, Jordan Brooks, I'm sorry. You're not doing enough. You can go. I wish we had more like you. Lou, you remember when I told you about when we got in that argument about Tyreek, and I'm like, bro, there's not enough of them. They're going to get outnumbered.
1,000%.
And it's going to frustrate. I told you, I say, bro, if I was in that position, it will frustrate me, bro. Because I'm like, bro, I'm doing all I can, but it's two of me. It's me and you. And then it depends. On game day, it's 46 other people, because I think it's 48 on the active roster.
Mm-hmm.
But in practice, that's 51 other people. 2 people around a bunch of soft, non-confrontational, have to walk on eggshell type dudes are going to be frustrated and going to say, I want out. You want to know who else said they want out? Jalen Ramsey. I don't care how bad he was. He wanted out the softness. Y'all remember what Deshaun Elliott said when he left this team?
He was going to go finally play with some dogs.
That he didn't think was a bunch of you-know-whats?
You remember what Jordan Poyer said before he got to this football team?
Before he got here? And what about Big Fangio?
Crazy. Big Fangio, another one.
Big Fangio in the building said, you can't win like this. Guys are more worried about partying and doing everything. You're not going to win with this type of mentality. He didn't say talent. He did not say talent. He said mentality. And I'm sorry, I'm about to drop a bomb on y'all, because I know a lot of people hate when his name come up. Brian Flores told y'all from the get-go this wasn't going to work. From the get-go. He was talking to people how coaches, old school, Talk to people. Now, did he go overboard? Yes. But you want to know what I would have respected? I would have respected, instead of going back to the head coach and the GM, I was expecting you looked at me and I say, bro, don't talk to me like that.
Well, Tone, think about what you just said. Right before you even mentioned Brian Flores' name, you were saying, Lou, if it's me and you versus everybody else, I would be frustrated, right? Those are your words. You said you would be frustrated. Tone, when we say, and again, I'm just asking, right? When we say Brian Flores maybe went a little overboard, right? Could it be that he felt like he was the only one on that side? So he had to go, more hard. Tone, you know why I say that? You remember when Brian Flores was the coach and the Cincinnati Bengals was taking cheap shots on Jakeem Grant?
He ran out there.
You want to know why he went overboard? Because when he went to go fight, he was the only one. When he turned around, he didn't see none of his players behind him.
Not one.
So maybe that's why he went a little bit hard. Maybe that's why he was pushing back, because he was getting so much pushback because he was trying to establish the right mindset and the right culture.
And to all you people that says coaches set the culture, that is a prime example of why a coach cannot set the culture, because he had the perfect mindset to set the culture, but them players didn't have that mindset, so it didn't work. They pushed against him. And real quick, Lou, so you can get back in here, right? I just want to point it out. Let's drop the next bomb. Mike McDaniel was slated. Well, they said he had the right mindset. He treated people the right way. He was a player's coach. All the players loved him. He came in here, treated Tua like a son, a nephew, a family member. Someone pointed something out. It was Joe Rose and Bo Kemper. And Bo Kemper said something that we all forgot. And when he said that, I said, dang, I should have noted that from the get-go. Remember when Tua first got his concussion? And they asked Mike McDaniel about it, and he said, yeah, that was my teammate. That's my teammate. That's why I feel so bad about it. Bo Kemper said, no, he wasn't. He's not your teammate. He's your player. You're his coach. You're his boss. No coach should look at any player on here and say, that's my teammate. Y'all forgot about that. These are ex-players. Joe Rose said that. Joe Rose said that's cringeworthy. That's when they started pointing out the Don Shulers and even the Jimmy Johnson. He say, you would never, those coaches would never get a player close enough to them where they feel like they're teammates. Because teammates don't respect you as their boss. They're looking at you like you're another one of the guys. That's the wrong mindset to have. And for you to turn on that guy, you turned on that guy, Tua. How can you tell me that's not turmoil? Y'all forgot when he voluntarily, no one asked him about team meetings or anything. And he said, well, I just wish guys would show up and this and that. And everybody like, what are you doing? The whole sports media ridiculed this team. And they said, that tells us more about the lack of respect that you have in that locker room. That tells us that people don't respect you, Tua. And they don't care what you say. And y'all remember when Tyreek came out. Guess what? George Brooks was one of the ones that said, no, I don't think Tyreek had to prove nothing. Aaron Brewer said he don't feel like Tyreek had to prove nothing. That was people picking sides. Last time I checked, those two people are in his locker room. So as long as Tua is in his locker room, there are going to be turmoil. There are going to be people that are separated. It's going to be a divided locker room. And then you turn around and turn on the person that gave you all his support.
From day one.
Man, He couldn't even make it to Miami before he FaceTimed you. FaceTimed you on the plane. And you turned on him. And you're going to tell me a bunch of men that's going to war with you on the field are not going to look at you sideways? Omar Kelly, please. Barry Jackson, please. Miss me with that. It is going to be a problem if he's still in his locker room. Because all those people remember what he did. You think those people don't remember him calling them out in the media, talk about them not showing up? Every player, it's not usually all players are on one unified front. Every player said that was dead wrong. That would have been a problem. Every single player. Mike McDaniel knew that was going to be a problem. He had to clean it up the next day. Y'all saw his face when he heard that. He was unaware Tua said some crazy stuff like that. And Tua, you threw that man under the bus. That man gave you life-changing money. And it came out, they confirmed it again. Came out and confirmed it again that it was known that Chris Grier was another one that did not want to pay you. Mike McDaniel went in there and made sure it got happen. It got done.
Jeff Darlington went on Joe Rose and told the exact story of what you just said. Jeff Darlington, a beat reporter for Miami, I think he's with ESPN or one
ESPN,
of those.
Yes.
He was on Joe Rose and he said the same thing you just said. He said Chris Grier, and again he said he wasn't trying to absolve Chris Grier or Mike McDaniel. He said Chris Grier, to your point, did not want to sign Tua, and exactly what we're talking about. Jeff Darlington was on the show, bro, and said, "How could Tua turn on again? If you want to turn on anybody, that it's wrong, but okay, cool. There's not." Tone, when you said it earlier, that's why I immediately jumped and said, "That's the guy you turned it on." Tone, you said it. He was on the plane, dog. The man hadn't even touched down in Miami, and that's the guy you turned on. The guy that came in here to get the job, walked in your boss's office and told him, "Don't worry, I can make this guy work. I watched 700 plays of this guy. I can make him work." That's the guy you turned on? The guy that got you generational wealth for you, your son, your daughter, your family. That's the guy you're going to turn on? Tone, how many times do I try to defend Mike McDaniel, and everybody I talk to, the first thing that comes out of them, well, he's the one that vouched for Tua.
Yep.
He's the one he could say he could fix Tua. At every point, bro, this man has been on your side. There hasn't, Tone, Tua was walking off the field with a concussion, and that man on live TV was kissing Tua on his forehead on the way out.
Yes.
And that's the man you turn on? Tone, I'm glad today we were in that Twitter space and you said what you said about Tua for the defenders of Tua, right? The people that are still out here talking about all the man that he is, this, that, and the third. Tone, you know what? It was so good. I don't even want to steal your thunder. I don't know if you want to say it, but I'm from your brother. I'm asking you to tell the people again what you said earlier, because I think you were spot on about because I want to talk about Achane and Waddle. I want to keep that conversation going, but now we're on Tua. The people that think Tua is this God, faith, and I'm not saying he ain't. What I'm saying is he's not perfect like everybody makes him see. He's not the goody two-shoes that you said it best. Tua is the worst kind of person, bro. At least a person like me or you, Tone, and others, right? I'd rather have someone, the confrontation you're talking about, the people that will go and tell you to your face what the issue is. Tua does it in an indirect way or behind your back. Those are, you know what, Tone, I'm saying too much. No, go ahead and do your thing.
I said it, you go ahead.
Tone, these are the worst kind of people, like you said, bro. The guys that will key in your face, but behind you are throwing you dead ass under the bus, bro. The people that are backstabbing you. Bro, Tua is the worst kind of individual. Forget about the play style. Just to be around him, bro. How many stories, Tone, in the last 10 minutes when you were talking, did you bring up about Tua doing some dirty, grimy, just off the wall? You can't do that kind of shit. Like, He does it. It's been consistently, bro. He throws everybody under the bus. And then we got to get stories when Tua's out here talking about, well, no one's showing up to meetings. You were talking about it. They turned on you, dog. When you call a meeting, that's why they ain't showing up, because of all the grimy shit you've been doing. You don't think those people see that? How you going to try to hold people accountable when you don't hold yourself accountable? And every time you get a chance to throw a dig or jab at somebody, you do it. But you want them to respect you? First of all, you ain't the kind of player that garners that respect. And then you a grimy dude. Nah, bro. I'm with you all the way with Tua Tagovailoa and the Omar Kellys of the world and the Barry Jackson. I couldn't believe the stuff we were seeing today. It's okay to have him as a backup. Oh, yeah, he'll be there. Stop, bro. Do these people not care about our team?
That's the problem, Lou. I'm glad you said that part.
Oh, do your thing, bro. Tone is just so frustrating, dog.
Right.
Like, we open up the show and we talk about we do this for these people. We do it for all of us, right? This is what we do this for. But you got people out here talking, well, just bring them back. It's okay. Stop, man. What are we talking about? But go ahead, Tom, man.
Yeah, I don't understand how you don't see how that's going to be a problem in the locker room. Just like you said. And that was coming from this for y'all to understand. That was coming from someone took a shot at Nene on X earlier, talking about, oh, you always talking about the guy when he's such a great guy, never done nothing wrong to no one, but you always trying to put him down. I say, I'm sorry. Since if everyone want to talk about his character, let's talk about his full character. One of the worst people you can have is the one that come off as this goody two shoe, but he talks behind your back, hold grudges. Right? Throw you under the bus. That's not, oh, I keep receipts. Take little small jabs, indirect statements. You don't want them passive-aggressive type people. But they come off as so innocent. And I was telling, I'm like, most of y'all that defending him, y'all grown men, grown women. You know he don't sign autographs for grown men or grown women, right? This great individual. He's signing for children. He do. But he don't sign for adults. You know how I know? Because I go to all the practices. I go to the games. Alex could vouch for this too. When we tried to go get an autograph, when Alex tried to get an autograph, and he don't even sign, he don't even get it. You have to give it to a dude that gives it to him. He signed to give it back to the dude, and he give it to you or your child. I'm sorry. I spent all this money to buy this for my child. I had my nephew is older. Had him on my shoulder just so he could get out there and reach for you. And you mean to tell me that you can't even come over here and grab it yourself? You got to give it to a dude? Now I can see if it was getting rowdy and crazy, understandably. But no. So F us. The people that really support you, the people that come out here that's riding for you, that man don't think twice about y'all. And then you go and you throw your players under the bus. See, now one time it's cool. That you're just like, bro, you can't do that. It's a learning experience. You know the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You fooled me the first time, act like you ain't know what you were doing. The second time, but I can't let you get away with that. I can't let that slide the second time. You're not going to throw, he threw Connor Williams under the bus. We forgot about that one. You're not going to throw Connor Williams under the bus and say, oh, it was my intentions. He understood. You're not going to throw Aaron Brewers under the bus. Oh, well, my intention wasn't to do that. You're not going to turn around and throw the whole team under the bus and say, well, I meant it in a good way, but my intentions were good. Go ahead, Lou.
Mm-hmm. No, he threw another scenario when he threw his wide receivers at the bus. You remember the comment in front of the podium? Well, they got to do a better job of helping me see them, this, that. Bro, you're the quarterback. This is your offense. You're supposed to know this at the back of there. You should know where all these dudes are anyway. This Tone, what is this offense built on? Rhythm and timing?
Rhythm and timing.
If you mean, how do you know? Don't work. You know what, Tone? Now that I'm even speaking, how many times have we noticed that Tua, without even looking, would just throw the ball? It didn't matter if you seen them or not. But now you talking about they got to do a better job. You throwing it anyway. What the hell you got to see them for? You going to, bro, Tone, the more we talk, the more and more frustrating it gets, bro.
And this is what I'm trying to see. Like, we have to put this to an end. I'm telling you, us as the real fans, we have to put this kind of stuff to an end. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry because the people that are trying to convince him to be on, to stay on, keep him on our team, I don't think you're for our team. I don't think. Now, Lou, you just brought up something about the wide receiver. As soon as you said that, guess what? A light bulb popped up in my head. For all the time that you was off target and the timing wasn't there, me, as a person that go to majority of all the training camps and listen to the beat writers and everything, you know, we never see him stay after practice to work on that timing. We never see him take the initiative to fix those problems, but you're the first one to tell people that those are problems. So why are you saying something that you ain't even trying to fix? I'm telling y'all, bro, characters, you got to be careful with people like that. Why you out here throwing me under the bus and you ain't even trying to fix this, my brother? Did you come to me? Man, hey, let's get this going. I asked y'all this plenty of time. Have you ever heard he's the first one in, last one out? No.
Never heard it.
But you heard Brian Flores say he wasn't committed enough. He wasn't working hard enough. But y'all oversee that because it was the messenger and how he said it. He could have said it better. But that don't mean he was wrong in his assessment. And that's what you got to understand.
Yeah, okay. It's crazy, bro. It is absolutely crazy.
But what I was going to say, I'm sorry, I had to check something real quick. But listen, I wanted to point out the thing about when Tua turned on Mike McDaniel, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all remember he tried to do it live on national TV. Remember that one time he felt like he didn't get the quick call. He was doing
absolutely.
All this. Like, and Mike McDaniel had to come. Yeah, the headset wasn't working for no one. But he tried to make it seem like Mike McDaniel. Oh, I'm waiting for you to get a play in, but the headphones were down. But the first time it was now you haven't seen him do that not one time, not one time. But the first time the headset wasn't working and he actually was getting a play in late, he was so animated. I'm telling y'all, those characteristics, you have to be careful with those type of people. Because let's just say, even if he do have good intentions, that still don't change the fact that you're always doing the wrong thing. And if you don't understand and learn from that, my brother, it's up to me to say, I just don't, I can't rock with that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, Lou, Vic Fangio. You remember Vic Fangio?
Absolutely.
He left and went to Philadelphia and did his thing over there with the same mindset.
Same mindset.
All these players was kicking rocks and doing everything.
And remember when Vic Fangio was here, Tone, what was his biggest issue? He came out and said, these players don't want to work, bro. They don't want to work. They don't show up. It's never on time. It's just, they don't, to your point, they don't stay after practice. They don't work. Brian Flores, issue with Tua, he don't work. But we want to know why. We want to know why things haven't worked out in Miami. We still asking those questions. All right. I think you were spot on, Tone, earlier when you said it's the leadership. It's the guys as fans, when we see these guys with the C's on their chest and the guys that we think should or are the leaders of this team, they're the worst. They're the worst.
Yes.
I don't know how people are, Tone. I know the way I am, though. I always speak for myself. I'm the kind of person, I'll go into battle with me. If I'm going into battle and I know again, it's just me, I feel like I'm going to win 100 out of 100 times.
Always.
That's just that's my mindset. It don't matter what it is. But then if I turn around and I'm going into battle and I see you behind me, and I see Finsanity behind me and Jess behind me, and I got this platform behind me and stuff, I'm untouchable. Ain't nobody rocking with me over here.
It's a fact.
But in our leadership, it's they get walked over, they turn on each other, they backstab this, that, and the third, and then they'll again. It's all peaches and cream though at the end, right? It's okay. No, you know, bro. It's just oh my god, dog. It it's the weakest thing, bro, in a violent sport, Tone, in a gladiator sport where you got to be tough. It's nothing but cupcakes on this football team. It's walking on eggshells. It's I can't. I don't, bro. I'm at a loss for words, Tone. Look again. Shout out. I can't even. Usually when Doc comes in here, Tone, I throw up the who. I can't even do that. Doc, hopefully you've been listening to this conversation, and it's good to see you. By the way, Tone, Doc has been in these NFL locker rooms.
Former NFL player.
I've talked to Doc on a personal level. I've talked to Doc. Doc's never mentioned to me how these locker rooms are. Tone, you were talking about it earlier. Me and you haven't been in a locker room, but lucky enough, we've talked to people like Doc. Doc has told me the locker room mindset ain't weak-minded. Just talking with Doc, I know Doc ain't weak-minded.
And Doc from the crib, so we know that.
And Doc from the crib, like what, bro? What we talking about? You got to be tough, man. And this team is just they're weak, bro. Weak-minded individuals.
Yeah, Lou, and I'm not gonna lie. But listen, we have family in the back waiting to come up. So if you're ready, let me know if you're ready real quick. Now, Lou, I would like to say this. The minute that we were talking about, this Tua character, this fella, I had a feeling this individual was not going to sit around and not give their take. So listen, man. Here we go. Where we at? Vicinity, welcome to the show. Where you at, Vicinity? Hold on. Did you come up? Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Good evening, and everyone. Thank you for the prayers, well wishes. I'm definitely doing better. Lou, I really appreciate you, and Tony, giving me the time to recover and, also mentioning and, looking out for your sis. So I appreciate that. Hey, Tony.
What's up, Vicinity?
You already know, Vicinity. What's good?
Not much. This is a very relevant topic to, I guess, the times that we are in. Um, Me personally, as a reformed Chouinier, I didn't come up here to defend the man. I didn't come up here to bash the man. Um, I came to show some love to one of my other favorite characters, and that's Mike McDaniel. Because imagine you get fired, you let go, mochi, whatever.
Oh, we lost Vicinity. Oh man, she was just about to cook. Well, oh okay. You
Oh
back?
yeah, she back.
She back. You back, Vicinity? I see you in the backstage. Do you need?
I'm
Let me
good.
see.
I'm
There
good.
you
I'm
go.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm on my phone because obviously I had to leave everything at another residence, and I just came and quarantined up north.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on my phone. So if someone calls me, I apologize. I just put it on do not disturb, so hopefully it doesn't kick out again.
Now you good? Go ahead.
But and you have the pick of the litter of any franchise to go OC for, not necessarily head coach for, but everyone's flying you out. You could go work, in Duval. You could go work up in Philly. They just came off of, a Super Bowl the year
Mm-hmm.
prior, not this one, but the year prior, and stuff like that. And you decide to go all the way to the West Coast to coach up the guy who kept throwing you underneath the bus is most tied to. Mike McDaniel has to
Mm-hmm.
be one of the most interesting characters, and I don't think like people really understand how much of a calculated chess move that is. He could have went with Jackson Dart and built something over there with that young offense and stuff. This man literally chose this guy's nemesis to go make him better. We've heard about the flaws of Justin Herbert and not being able to win playoff games. Can you imagine the big FU it gives if he goes and makes Justin Herbert that MVP?
Mm.
If he goes back and says, look and watch me do it again with another offense. Like, to me, that man really does play chess, and I really love Mike McDaniel. Like I said, he made his bed, so he had to lie in it, right? I can't, knock people when they say that. You vouch for the man, but when the dude turns full heel on you, I think this is like the sweetest revenge he could possibly get. And not saying I want the Chargers to see, because I never will. But I would love to see Mike McDaniel just give a nice big F you to everybody, because was he a problem? Yes. Was he the biggest problem? Partially. But I do think that there is a redemption story for him.
Mm. And that's a good point that he went over there to coach up the guy that you're always going to be compared to him because he went right after you. And a lot of people felt like that was a mistake. And to go over there and take that genius mindset and try to make Justin Herbert the MVP that he was trying to make you, and if he get just so happen to get Justin Herbert over the hump and get a playoff victory, while you're over here, the last thing that you have with him is been benched by him, and you most likely is going to be off this team looking for someone else. You know how much of a slap in the face that is? While you're on your downfall, he's probably going to be getting propped back up to maybe being another head coach.
That would be the second head coach that had to turn defensive coordinator, show their dominance again. And then I know it necessarily has not worked out for the first coach yet, but
wow.
Think about that. Yeah.
Tua got 2 head coaches fired in a GM. God, that only sounds good.
Hold on. Wait a minute. What you mean he got 2 head coaches fired?
You think Brian Flores didn't get fired because of Tua? And do you not think that Mike McDaniel didn't get fired for because of Tua? I'm just trying to figure out if you don't think that he's the reason that they got fired.
The sole reason?
90% of the reason. Let's say that.
Maybe 60.
Oh,
maybe 6. Man,
that's the Tua near side of you. All right, go ahead. I know you under the weather, so you can't get turned up. So I'm gonna let you.
No. Because the same way we have to hold Mike McDaniel accountable for his decisions, right? We also have to understand that while I 100% respect Brian Flores standing on business saying I'm not just going to go along to get along, his decisions also impacted why he no longer had that job.
Yeah.
So 60.
With Tua. His decision about Tua, though. All his gripes with the team was mainly about Tua. Just to be real. Don't worry about. I'm not. Listen, you can leave that off. This is not a give to a soft landing type show. This is a keep it real type show. Listen. It's no. Brian Flores, you could say however you want to feel about it, but what Mike McDaniel had to endure from that guy is
way worse.
Just like, man, that's a stab in the back. Stab in the back. And I'm sorry, but I had to point this out because for the people, and I put a post out 3 days ago. I think it was 3 days ago. And there's still people under my post arguing and going back and forth over Tua. And some of the excuses that has been made for Tua is completely ridiculous. It's like, what are you talking about? But the way they defend this guy And the way they always throwing, oh, but he's a great guy. Y'all just hating on a guy that does nothing wrong, and y'all can't stand that. I'm sorry. I understand characters. I understand when people try to act like they're goody two shoe, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You throwing people under the bus. That is to be able to develop that cult like fan base because of the impression of you being such a great guy. Maybe to the people you like, but you have to be able to get along and understand even the people that you have disagreements with, even the people that you don't understand, especially within the type of profession you chose. Well, I don't know if that's true, Smarty Jam. God, dog. I don't know about him not communicating with his own parents, but I'm sorry for all of the people. You going to say something, Cindy?
No, I was just going to say that, like, for all the people that want to defend Tua, um, I just leave you with, this. Sometimes you just have to use someone's own words against them. Said, I'm the highest paid. Everything falls on me now. As soon as the media started laying everything at his feet, and it wasn't those layup questions, and it wasn't and the bunch of turnovers will for always get me. He crumbled. He literally crumbled and deflected. It was everyone else's fault except for the highest paid guy in the building, or the highest paid player in the building. Might be gay, probably as high as it. Well, outside the owner. So his own words in that moment mean nothing. He was literally just telling you guys, and which a lot of players do, but there has to come a point where you have to back it up. And had he maybe just stood on what he said and said, hey, I gotta deal with everything that comes with it. I'm the quarterback. You understand what comes with that. He folded so fast. He couldn't take it. He could not take being the playman. And like I don't get that. Because you basically said this is what you signed up for. This is why you wanted, what you wanted, got what somewhat of what you wanted and stuff like that. But you knew you weren't playing well. And had you maybe just taken some accountability, the respect would have been different. But instead, you guys, you don't have to name everybody on the team that, he threw underneath the bus. That wasn't necessarily necessary. I know
Yes,
you're
it
not
was.
done. It's okay.
There you go. See. That's what we can't have. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Two, three examples is enough.
No, it wasn't. See, that's the problem. It's so much that you're saying, no, he did all that.
He did all that.
We have to lay all of it so you can understand how much of throwing under the bus he was doing. You can't sugarcoat. This is not a soft landing from him because this is why he get away with certain things when people don't understand. He did all these things that I named, and I ain't named all of them. I didn't even finish with some of the stuff that he said. I didn't get into the media portion about it. Remember when he told Ryan Clark if we could get scrappy? Remember when he told Cam Newton it's easy to say that behind a clicker? I didn't even get into that type of snobbish attitude to him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, and you brought up the one with Omar Kelly. Look, you remember how he looked at him? He looked at like he was appalled and offended that he would even suggest such a thing. Me?
You know what's crazy to me? Even going back to Brian Flores, right? What they did to Brian Flores after this Tua situation or Dolphin breaking up with Brian Flores situation, the media, everybody painted Brian Flores as the boogeyman, the bad guy, that he was the antichrist, right? That's what they labeled him as. But every time after he left the organization, all he did was basically say nothing.
Yep.
They would ask him about Tua. Nah, hey, listen. Never said nothing. Tua, on the other hand, went on a podcast and started talking about feelings again. Talking about, imagine if a guy would call you and tell you sucked. How would that make you feel? That's what Tua did. Again, trying to paint the picture. I'm not even saying that didn't happen.
It
What I'm
happened to
here to
me.
Tone, insanity. What I'm telling both of y'all and the 33 people in here listening to us,
Subscribe, everyone. I'm sorry we don't have a break. I'm sorry, Lou. Make sure y'all
not good.
subscribe. Again, why it's 33 of y'all here? We appreciate y'all. Last episode, we was 6 away from 800. We asked y'all to subscribe to get us past 800. Y'all got us to 801. So, yo,
Mm-hmm.
any newcomers, please subscribe. Roll to 900. Hey, we got the 800. Let's get the 900. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit that like button. Appreciate y'all.
1,000%. Tone, insanity. When he made that comment about Brian Flores, imagine that's the way he posed it to everybody. How would it make you feel if someone told you you weren't good enough? Well, I'm here to tell you, Insanity, Tone, and everybody here watching, it don't make me, you know what it would have made me feel? That I got to be better. That I'm going to come out here and prove you wrong. That when you tell me I'm not good enough, wait till tomorrow, because the next time you see me, I'm going to show you how good I am. And the next day, I'm going to be better than that. And the next day, I'm going to be better than that. I'm not going to go on a podcast and cry about it and get y'all to be on my side because someone told me. You know what, Tone, Insanity? If I had quit for the amount of people in my life that told me I wasn't going to be nothing, that I wasn't going to do nothing, I wouldn't be here on this podcast with y'all today. I wouldn't be able to have two of my older sons in college and raising two more kids and supporting my mom, my wife, again, doing everything that I do now. I wouldn't be here to do that because I would have just looked myself in the mirror and been like, oh, people told me I ain't good enough. So what am I doing? Nah, you persevere, you push through. You don't go cry about it. You don't try to take others down with you. Every time I'm on this show, I want Tony to be better than me. Insanity, you know the same thing. I want you to be better than me. I want to uplift people. What I come on here to do is be the best version of myself for you. For Tone. For the people that's coming in here listening. All Tua does is, again, accept all the praise. When everything's going good, oh, he laughing, he joking, he happy. First sign of trouble. He throwing quick people under the bus. Oh, it ain't me. It's that person. It wasn't my fault. Did you see what that got? Nah, that's not how the real world works. So I just wanted to point that out again. The perception was Brian Flores didn't know how to handle. He was the one that was wrong. Ever since then, Brian Flores hasn't said not one word about Tua Tagovailoa. Not one. Hasn't painted Tua in a bad picture or light at any measure since he's been gone. But Tua's done it to him. But that's the person y'all defending. And Tone, Insanity, you know what makes it worse? And I'll give it right back to y'all. About the people that still to this day defend them. You think Tua really cares about y'all?
Nope. I told y'all.
You think Tua...
I see how you interact with people. No.
When I heard Tone, when you were telling the story today about Tua won't even go and engage with the people when he's signing autograph. You got to give your jersey, your helmet, whatever, to someone else for them to give it to Tua. You mean to tell me people that idolize you, that you're their God, that all they want to do is just maybe have one interaction with you? You know how many pictures that we see on a day-to-day basis of players actually meeting people and talking with people, this, that, and the third? And you mean to tell me with Tua, I got it so I can get an autograph
you don't see
from
on the Tua? Have anyone ever seen a picture of Tua and fans?
Thank you, Tone. You mean to tell me I want an autograph from Tua, but I got to hand it to another guy that I don't even know so Tua can sign it? But that's the guy y'all vouching for? Man, hey, man. Lord have mercy. This is terrible, bro. This is terrible. And Omar Kelly and Barry Jackson today with that tweet, and I seen it earlier where Nene was saying they killing Barry Jackson. As soon as this show ends, I'm going over there to kill him too. Because that is absolutely ridiculous how you could try to have Tua on this roster. And let me be very clear. Waddle, Achane, Jordan, actually, you know what? Everybody can go. I could care less, Tone Insanity, who's on this roster. And as much as I care, you know what? This will be my last statement. As much as I've killed Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan, more Hafley than Sullivan, but
Yeah.
both. I've given them both. If they got rid of all these players, I'm telling you right now, I'd be more on their side. Because I would look at it as like, you know what? These guys understand the real problem.
Wait,
And I don't know,
so
and I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but at least I would see that they're trying to fix it.
Yep.
So I could at least respect that.
Go ahead,
so
Sandy.
wait,
You was gonna say something?
so Barry, sorry, because dealing with some stuff. So Barry Jackson and Omar Kelly tweeted out Tua being on the team next year.
So no, not okay. So Barry Jackson. Well, Omar K started off. He went on the Joe Rose show in the morning. Joe Rose in the morning, and he's been doing it for the matter of fact. He did tweet it out. He's been doing it for the past couple of days. He started on their channel the first time. I think Lou pointed it out, and then I went over there and watched it as well, trying to convince people that we should keep Tua on this roster. And it's like, oh, you paying him? I wouldn't pay him to get back. He's not going. He's not going to be a problem in the locker. Because they said, yo, Alan Poupar said no, he's going to be a problem in the locker room. He disagreed, and everyone else said no. Yes, he is. It's a problem. He was like no. So then he went on the Joe Rose show this morning and said the same thing, and he said that oh, Tua is not going to be a locker room problem. Well, Hollywood was like, "What? Don't you think that's going to be a Hollywood a locker room problem? I don't think they should do that." And he was like, "No." And he did the love. Oh, I'm in the locker room more than anyone else, and I'm telling y'all, it's not going to be a problem. And Hollywood said, "Well, I'm not in the locker room as much as you is, but I strongly disagree with that statement right there and that take, based on the information that he knew." So then, for some reason, Barry Jackson came out and tweeted today and said it was surprisingly more a lot more Dolphin fans. This is what he said: Dolphin fans that are willing to keep Tua on this roster. And then he gave his reason why. He was like, "Oh, you're paying him this amount of money." Excuse me. And he said he don't think it'll be a locker room problem, and you got to pay him anyway. So he don't see why you can't keep him in the roster as opposed to bringing in another veteran guy and be paying two veteran guys. That's you don't need to. So Joe Shat went under there and was like, basically, he disagreed with what Barry Jackson was saying with the take about Tua not being a problem in the locker room, and then they went back and forth, and then I guess Omar got under there, and then for what his name, the other dude Fuega got into it. So yes, that's so they're basically on Twitter, basically trying to give reasons why they think Tua should be on this team, and they don't think it'll be a problem in the locker room.
Are they? Sorry. Are they? Okay. As soon as, and this is what I don't get, because them as journalists, you know, the first thing you're going to want to do is go and talk to Tua. So how's he not going to be a problem in the locker room when you're going to have to ask him questions that could create problems in the locker room? Are you going to say that you're only going to ask Tua about his family and his how he worked out this offseason? No, you're going to ask him how does he feel about potentially competing to start, because it's supposed to be a QB competition, right? So if he's on the roster, then technically, I guess he has a chance to compete, whether it's 100% or not, like whatever, how they want to move. He's going to be a distraction. And that makes him a problem in the locker room. And then it's also the question of, are the Dolphins still trying to always actively trade him throughout until the trade deadline, which makes it a problem. Like, to think that someone is just going to go, so quietly in the night, sure. But here's the thing: you as media have to stir the pot, have to ask questions. He could not be a problem if he's on the roster and he's staying home and you guys don't have access to him. But as soon as you have access to him, please sit here and lie to this fan base and tell them you're not going to ask him something, whether it's about starting, whether it's about how he feels about maybe who's above him if he's not going to be starting. You're going to ask these questions. You're going to gauge where he's at. So unless the Dolphins say there's no media availability for Tua Tagovailoa, you're still at training camps going to try to pull him aside, try to get a quote from him. You're going to make it a problem. So don't say that it's not going to be a problem when you're going to be the one starting the fire. Now, I get it. It breeds great, material, clickbait, and all that type of stuff. But all this reeks of is either A, some PR move that doesn't need to be moved because we already know how the Dolphin fan base truly feels about Tua Tagovailoa being on this roster, or B, you're just trying to get engagement. And I get it. Anytime you do anything with Tua, it breeds engagement. So I get the science of doing that nonsense and stuff like that. But to say that he wouldn't be a locker, like you're really just lying to these people and stuff like that for what? For what? To get a couple more thousand clicks? Okay, I mean that's the world you live in. Congratulations to you.
And I think that's why we over here saying we trying to put an end to that. Like, please don't let these guys fool you. I don't know why they're trying to push this narrative. I don't understand the meaning behind it. But all I know is I don't like it and I don't think it's right. You cannot say you want what's best for this team and want to bring that type of distraction in the locker room. And if y'all think that that locker room is not going to be divided, then you have all. I just gave y'all a whole list of reasons why it will be.
They're just trying to get more of that to a currency. Because whether you like them or dislike them, you're going to engage in the comment. Or you're going to read
It's
whatever.
polarizing.
Yeah, you're going to read if they write an article about it. Soon as and they get that. What's going on with Tua? Like now you hear, they're engaging with talks with teams, to try to trade them. Woohoo! Well, what if that doesn't work? Now we're on to the next headline and stuff like that. When will the Dolphins release him? Will they release him? Like, this is the stuff, and I get it. I get it. Because just as there was a name, we were here sitting and talking about Tua. And no matter where you stand on it and stuff like that, it's going to breed engagement. And they got to get that, all the Tua currency that they can get out before he's gone. So, it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I'm going to say, get y'all money. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I'm not gonna hate on nobody trying to get their money. But when you really got these people out here believing this nonsense, woe unto you. Because people keep receipts. And when Omar was called out over that Bullygate stuff, curled up.
Nah, Insanity. I know you and Tone are having a conversation now about Omar Kelly and Barry Jackson and all these guys. I'm not, again, well, we can talk about them, and we have been talking about them. I'm talking about people like this, though.
I know you're going to bring up Miller Hendricks, huh?
Tone, and maybe Tone might reach out to me later and say, Lou, you shouldn't have did that, but I'm going to do it now.
That's why I just started laughing, Lou. I just saw that come.
What are we talking about, bro? Y'all trying to demonize the guy's character? He talking about Tua? No, we didn't try to do. These are things we're pointing out that Tua did.
That he's done.
Tua demonized his character. No, me and Tone and Finsanity, all we're doing is pointing out his character to people like you. But listen, when day one in the organization, nobody wanted him.
That's a lie.
Who cares?
It's a lie.
Finsanity, even if it was true, who cares?
Get paid.
What does it matter? He got drafted to an incompetent organization that drafts him to sell merch, game. Have you lost your mind? I mean, really, have you lost your mind? Bro, it's sickening, Tone, Finsanity.
That's what I'm saying. That's one of the
6
type
years, bro. It's
one of the
6
type of things
years
that I'm
of
talking
this.
about. It's like, what are we talking about? Lou, if you ain't gonna say it, wait, I thought I had it queued up, but if you ain't gonna say it, man, I'll let somebody else say it for me once I find it. Cause God dog it, this at this point is here you go.
What's to stop y'all keep talking? Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
It's crazy, bro.
That's all I'm gonna take. Actually, I got one more. I forgot I had this one.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
That's the better one. That's
what
one.
all you idiots need to do that's trying to defend him. Are you crazy? You know what I noticed when you start pointing things out, people start taking it for, oh, y'all attacking his character. Why? By telling you things he did? Why telling the truth about a person is attacking him? Now, if I'm lying, that's a different story. If I just fornicate some story and just fabricate the things, okay, cool. Tell me I'm attacking his character. These are all the things that he's done. Everything that he's done. And even got a personal experience. I got videos of the stuff that I that I said he done. I got videos. And if Alex was up here, he was one of the ones that had to deal with that. After spending how much them do? The judges $386, I think, or $396 at the stadium. Just to get an autograph. And the dude did, I'm not even gonna tell you how he got it, because he wasn't gonna sign it in the first place. I'm just saying. I didn't throw my teammates under the bus. I didn't throw the guy that got me generational wealth under the bus. I didn't throw the guy that rode from you that couldn't wait till he get to the building, FaceTimed you on a plane. I didn't throw that guy under the bus. I didn't just fabricate that story. This is well documented.
Yeah, I didn't, let a coach mentally break me down to a point where I couldn't even believe in myself. First thing in competition, you never lose your mental. You never let someone get in your head. Because once someone's in your head, you're lost. And I should have jumped off the bandwagon then. Should have jumped off then. But I waited.
Yep, it's all good. Every single one of them, they have to go. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out which players we can keep that can stay on here. No, everyone got to go. Everyone got to go. They have to.
Well, you want Waddle and Achane going?
Waddle, Achane, Jordan Brooks. Listen, you know the dude that Lou said is he's more protected. Well, the only one that's more protected than him is the president, Brandon Shore. He can go too. All of those people that's been here with this non-confrontational mindset that allowed this stuff to go on in his locker room, because that video and that interview with Waddle, it lets me know how big of a problem it is with the leadership of this franchise. Yeah. That's what the biggest issue is, because these are our so-called leaders. No one holds each other accountable. Everyone have a soft landing. Everyone want to point everyone out to be good. There's no accountability being held, and I don't want no one with that mindset. When they asked Achane about the leadership and the softness, he said, and I quote, hey, I think we got more than enough dogs. That was a lie.
He's enabling the softness.
Exactly. Now, if you would have came out and said, I just think guys need to toughen up, that's a different story. You don't got to throw them under the bus, but you don't go out. Yeah, we got dogs. You know what's been said in that locker room. You know what has to be dealt with. And for Waddle, I'm sorry, it's been brewing for a minute. He's the only one that on this team that I bought a jersey. On his current team. Guess what? Every time you've been asked, you talk about Tua folding, you've been folding in the media too. They asked you about the software. Oh, I haven't even heard that narrative. What? This is the whole story that's been going. Jordan Poyer said that before he even got in the building, but you ain't hear about it? Jordan Poyer mentioned it the first day he got in the building, and you ain't hear about it? Bro, we was 8 games in the season at that time. That was a lie, enabling. Then you go on to Ron Armstead's podcast, and you talk about how good of a person he is and your family and all this, and I'm like, why are they doing this? Why are they trying to paint all these positivity around Tua? Waddle, you had one of your worst seasons last year. That was your second worst season in your career. The top dog that came and took your targets away got injured. And I was out here arguing for why you only got 2 targets in the second half. I was the one out here saying how you have 6 targets in the first half and 1 in the second half. 2 games back to back. You mean to tell me I'm riding for you more than you are? You supposed to be, your mindset is supposed to be what's best for the team. You know, and I know, going on there and trying to point to it in a good light is not what's best for the team. It isn't. Now, we know this is the offseason. We know those interviews, you understand what they're asking you before you go in there, because they always ask you, is there anything that you don't want me to address? You knew he was going to ask you about that. And right now is not the time to do that. And this is what leaders know. We need to focus on getting this team better. And you don't have to go out and speak of them at all. But the mere fact that you're doing that is creating a distraction. And this is what we're trying to avoid before it even gets started. Teron Armstead been trying to get this man a soft landing from the moment he got benched. He threw Quinn Ewers under the bus for Tua. And you ain't even on his team, my brother. No one saw a problem with that. How come I'm the only one that pointed that out? Bro, you know by saying that you throwing Quinn Ewers, a rookie, under the bench. Under the bus, I'm sorry. But no one had nothing to say about that? It's all good that he say, Tua is going to be the starter no matter what next season? Oh, forget about Quinn Ewers and his opportunity as a rookie. If anyone that you want to say, okay, let's try to see and let him understand how the business side of the NFL go, it would be Quinn Ewers. It will be Quinn Ewers because he's a young rookie. He's the one that you want to make sure he can handle the pressure and the business part of NFL. Not Tua. Tua has 6 years to get this right. 6 years of people coddling him. 6 years of people walking on eggshells. You got people in the media saying, man, we tired of people walking around on eggshells around this guy. Y'all forgot Dave Hyde came out and said that? Y'all forgot Joe Rose said that? These are people that are not even in the building saying that they're tired, that every time they go around, the Miami Dolphins walk on eggshells because they don't want it to hurt Tua or hurt his confidence. What? That is crazy. Pablo Diaz, I'm going to break this down to you. Tone, what's the difference between you wanting Achane to say that this team needs to toughen up and Tua saying that some people need to show up to study film? The first part is not throwing people under the bus. This is a tough football game. When you go out there and you get bullied, when you go out there and the whole world see you folding, see you soft, and that y'all failed toward the end of the season, you can say that because it's out there. Jordan Brooks said it in the locker room in front of everybody. Yeah, we got guys out here that act like they weren't ready to play or they was running from confrontation. He said that. Those type of things need to be said. That's action. That's on film. But you coming out there volunteering information that no one should know. What happens in the locker room and in closed doors or in that building should not leave that building. And the second part, that's the difference between what I want Achane to say and what Tua said, is no one asked Tua about people not showing up to meetings. He volunteered that to throw his teammates under the bus because he was frustrated because those people didn't respect him. And because you make statements like that, that's why they don't respect you. Everyone, if you ever played a sport, if you've ever been in a locker room, that's why it was such a big story, because everyone knew that was terrible when he said it. Coaches, y'all forgot even a GM came out and said that. The former GM of the Indianapolis coach came out and said it. Everyone knows that's something that you're not supposed to do, but he did it. And if that has to be explained, then I understand that you just don't understand that. But yes, there's a big difference than constructively criticizing people for being tough and doing better with the things that you have already on film, that's already been asked, that's already been a narrative. Because you're saying we have to do something about this. Yeah, man, we just got to toughen up. But not showing up for film, man, you snitching. You telling. You're a guy that I don't want to be around or associated with. So yes, that's the biggest that's the biggest difference. And that's why the Achanes, the Waddles, everyone that was part of the leadership here has to get out the building. And you have to completely clean house. Because those can't be your leaders anymore going forward. Because they showed that they don't have the capability of leading the way that you need for a football team to be successful. That can work in another profession. But non-confrontation, not holding people accountable, that don't work in football. People are looking to take your head off every single play. You have to address confrontation head on. So, yes, that's the difference, sir. But Lou Vicinity, listen, we over an hour and 37 minutes. Hey, listen, there's still 28 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all, listen, hit the subscribe button. If y'all want to come get some 100% honest opinions and not let these fluff people that tell you everything is all peaches and cream and good. I'm sorry, people, but if everything was all good, then why are we not having successful seasons? Why are we in a 26-year drought? A playoff. If everyone have nothing but positive things to say about this team. That is the problem. That is the fan base and the media and everyone that's a part of this franchise enabling the trash that is going on. We've been trying to beat this narrative in y'all brains since we started this channel, and even before that when we on X. Mental toughness. It is a major component to being successful as a football franchise. You don't believe me? Go ask the Tom Brady's of the world. Go ask the Ray Lewis's of the world. Go ask all of the greats of the world. All of them. So, I'm sorry. But yeah, Louis Vicinity, do y'all got anything else?
Thank you guys for coming and watching. It was fun listening to you guys. It definitely was. Hey, 4.5, right?
Yeah, 4.5 is crazy.
4.5. So, yo. Oh man, this year about to be crazy, but I love it. I love that this season's about to be crazy. This off season is going to get crazier. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you guys for tuning in, listening, to us in the semi trial of Tua Tagovailoa. Have a great weekend, everybody. That's all I got.
Yeah, I got something to say for my final thoughts, and I see a couple people that have shown up and that got Miller Hendricks, and just for a lot of people out here that move the way certain people move in the chat right now. You know, they always come over here, Tone and Insanity, and oh, Tone, you didn't say this, or Lou, you didn't say this, or Insanity, you didn't say this, or Jess, or whoever's up here, and we're talking and giving our honest takes of, again, life evolves every day. You got to go, and maybe you have an opinion one day, and that opinion changed, because, again, life changes. You know what I think is very hypocritical, though? And y'all know I always call out the hypocrisy. I don't see these same people that come into our chats go to the other people that do the same thing that we're doing up here and go and tell them when they were wrong and when they're flipping and flopping and going against what they used to say back in the day. Why don't those same people do that?
Because they, you know what?
I don't address the haters.
Well, no. It's but again, just leave that to me. I'm my brother's keeper. Maybe I'm a little bit more messy than you, Tone. And again, it just is what it is.
Can I say something?
Oh, absolutely, Finsani, for sure.
All I'm gonna say is that if your ego is so fragile that you must go on conquest behind, chats and stuff like that, I know, and everyone in this chat predominantly knows that not too many people can debate with you. So it might behoove some of y'all to act like you know your place.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that was fire.
That's all I got to say.
Just don't make no sense. Why don't you go to them other platforms that told you that Tua was the guy that sold you that narrative for 5 years and that they built their platforms off of Tua? It's funny. People that are in the chat that built their platforms off of Tua don't even do shows no more. I wonder why.
Mm.
It's crazy.
But you got time. You got time to come over here though, right?
Too much shine. Go ahead, Finsani.
I just find it unbelievably comical that yeah, know your place. That's all of it. Like that might be because relevant is getting burned down to the ground, So know your place might be the next one. And listen, I know like these guys ain't afraid of smoke and they ain't afraid of pulling up. So know your place and know where you stand at, because you knocking on the wrong door over here. Go to someone who's a fake bully, because these ain't bullies. These are people who stand on principle. So I would just say it might behoove you to just cool it down. Like just cool. Like it's all right. You good. I think both are switching up. No, hold up. No. And here's the thing, respectfully, if Achane says something, because he's putting on every week, because they see how he's, getting hit, getting back up, going to the next play, never saying die. Any moment could be a big play for him. You respect it more. It's just respect.
Mm-hmm.
When someone, after throwing a bunch of interceptions, calls out the team, it is a cowardly grab at trying to deflect when you know what you did was wrong and your play was horrible. It's like you ever seen Scary Movie? You guys have seen Scary Movie, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Remember when they're like, it was the stair scene and she just started throwing everything at Ghost's face.
Yeah.
And then eventually threw Grandma. That's how Tua was like, listen.
That's like throwing everything but the kitchen sink, including the kitchen sink.
Everything. It still got up. Like, it's crazy. Like, one is demanding accountability in the right way. The other one is throwing underneath the bus.
And for insanity, see, you don't understand. See, one is holding everyone accountable for their playing, for what people sees on film, what people saw in the game. It was being addressed about their play. Yeah, I think, and that's including himself. Mm-hmm. No one is going to, when you play football, you tell people, yeah, we got to toughen up. You got coaches, players coming out. No, this is unacceptable. That mentality is unacceptable. Yes, that's accepted. But to go out there and say, oh man, it's frustrating when I'm caught in meetings and guys are not. What? You just threw 3 interceptions, my boy. You gonna tell us about coming in? And you ain't say nothing about. Listen, you need to be. I'm so sorry. I'm not. Listen, you just got to understand. I'm sorry, but just if you don't want what's understood, shouldn't have to be explained.
But
no, it's 2 completely different things.
Right, but when you also say we have enough dogs, that means you're acknowledging that not everyone in here is a dog.
Facts.
Like, come on now. Like, he's smart. I mean, he went to college, I believe. You got to go to college. What's the name? And I think he gave a very calculated answer. It just wasn't necessarily the one that what's the name. Yeah, toughen up, everybody.
So for saying, and I'm glad you said that. See, his answer was trying not to throw people under the bus.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I think, but no. That's where you got to understand. No, bro, that's not the right thing to say. You got to be that's why everyone is not fit to be a leader, because you don't understand the difference. So just, but go ahead, Vincent.
Yeah, and Tua was never meant to be a leader because they kept giving him the BS captain anyway. I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, there's a difference, when certain people speak. Like, sometimes you become tone deaf to certain people and stuff like that, and it'll go in one ear and out the other. Now, granted, when you say something like Tua said, oh, it registered to everybody. It definitely did. But for all the film studies and team meetings that people didn't show up to, how much film of yourself did you watch? And how much did you go work on after, to Tony's point, to say, guys, I saw this stuff. I need to work on this. Can you stay and help me work on this? That's accountability, saying, I need to get better with this, and I need you guys to show up for me now because I need to be better. Not that I need you to come and watch film so we can see what you can do better or what we can do better as a team. It starts at home. And maybe people weren't showing up because at first you weren't showing up and you weren't putting in the extra effort and you weren't staying late and you weren't being accountable and you weren't doing all these things and you weren't, doing team organized things, because it's crazy. I'm not saying everybody got to have the best relationship, but when certain players saying they don't have a relationship with you, it means that you're not reaching out to the aisle. You're not reaching out. And it is what it is. Like, it's cool. He's not what people think he is. And I'm sorry. If you've seen The Wizard of Oz, you know it's true. People show you what you want to see or what they think you want to see. And if you think that a lot of this stuff isn't PR, a lot of this is PR driven of what you can and can't say. But that answer was completely off base, because Ann would have never signed off on him saying that. He went off the reservation.
He had to apologize for it.
He would have, come on. It's so bad. And at that moment, real talk, he turned into a coward in a lot of people's eyes. Not only were you playing bad, but now you go the extra mile to do something that you should not have done. People don't need to know what's going on in our day-to-day. That's for us to correct in-house. And if people aren't showing up for you, guess what? It speaks a lot. Because maybe, just maybe, you weren't necessarily being the leader that you needed to be for people to show up for you.
That's a fact.
People ain't gonna follow you, they ain't gonna follow you. It is what it is. These grown men. Cry over it another time. Go find another team. Maybe try to redo it. I don't know. It is what it is. You'll be all right. You tough. You Samoan, right? You like to get scrappy. Go get scrappy with another team. We'll be fine. Everybody want to get scrappy until they stumbling on the field after a hit. You know what? Nope. Tony, where are we supposed to get up out of here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just let you get the fan.
Nah.
That was, huh?
Nah. I'm good.
All right.
I just say I don't know how somebody can get scrappy and they get hit. it did not disoriented. Like,
These are facts.
they don't make sense to me.
Listen, 35 of y'all still in the building. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Yeah, help the channel grow. Y'all been doing great with growing the channel, man. We pushed over that 800 mark. Listen, road to 900. If it's your first time, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We do go live every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And obviously, when the season starts, we will be doing live play-by-plays on Sundays, Mondays, and sometimes Thursdays. So, Lou, anything else?
I'm good, dog.
All right, do you know what to do, my brother? Get us up out of here.
Hey, man, listen, this has been the Friday episode of the Blitz Pickup. First and foremost, we appreciate all the get well wishes to Finsanity. I know she said it earlier. I'm going to say it again now. We'll see y'all after the weekend. Everybody go enjoy Monday's episode. Linebackers getting back in the mode of the draft. We got the combine coming up soon. But today's show needed to be said again, once again, because I know we've talked about it. But it had to be said because, yet again, Teron Armstead, Waddles of the world, they just make us look like the laughing stock. But for my brother Tone, for my sister Finsanity, hopefully Jess is doing well wherever she is. And you know who I am. We'll see y'all Monday. It's the Blitz Pickup.
and yeah, for all of you people in the media, every time y'all think y'all gonna make our team look bad, we gonna do our part and let y'all know we're not accepting that kind of stuff. But we out.